My name is Nan Johnson. When I was at Wooster, I was known as Nan Fosnaugh. I'm 57 years old. I was in the class of 1981, and my major was history.
So I'm Barbara Shelley Sullivan. I was known as Barb Shelley. I am 56. I am also a graduate of the class of 81. I was a sociology major, and Nan and I have known each other for 39 years.
Yes, a long time.
Long time. Here for the 35th reunion, but 39 years.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Project 150, 150 stories for the 150th anniversary of the College of Wooster. My name is Samuel Carlson, and today we listen to a conversation between Barbara Sullivan and Nan Johnson. They talk about how they met and some of their crazier antics.
So how we came to meet, we were on one another's freshman floor. There were a lot of opportunities to solidify new friendships. I mean, some people had come here with people from their own high schools, but those of us who knew no one had to really reach out and initiate new friendships. And there were so many memorable events, starting with our freshman softball game where I challenged one of the freshman men, their floor, in Carnarvon. And I said, I was such a raging feminist back then. And I said, not only are we going to challenge you, but you're going to pay for the beer because we're going to win. And we were holding our own until Cheryl went to go catch a pop fly, got hit in the nose, and her nose went all over her face, and the game was over. But we had all kinds of different opportunities, and those are great, great memories.
Yeah. So we were on the same floor freshman year, and you get to know your floor mates really well. And Barbara and I always talk about this, that I was, for whatever reason, I was an early riser at that time, and I always took 8 o'clock classes, and I would be up and ready to go to breakfast and get to my first class, and Barb would be walking down the hall in her fuzzy yellow bathrobe, and it would always make me laugh. And I don't know, I think it was just we met that way and we just became friends, and then we'd have meals together and, share what was happening in the day. And it just, and now, as you said, we've been friends for 39 years. So I think that's, just being on the same hall. And
we were both in one another's weddings.
Yes.
And the outcome of those weddings, not so great, but but we were both in one another's weddings. So when we think back on some of the totally wild things that we did.
You want to go first?
Well, I do remember that there was, we had some pretty harsh winters. And one winter in particular where there was a really, really bad sub-zero blizzard. We took cafeteria trays, which of course they don't use any longer, but there were cafeteria trays. We took trays to the golf course with a bottle of Jack Daniels. And at the top of one of the hills, we did shots of Jack Daniels and then used the trays to sled, and we were feeling no pain. And so we coined that as traying. We used to call it traying. And we all did it, and that was, from my lips to somebody's ears. I'll never admit it if you pin me down. But
that might be archived, Barb.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I remember was also from freshman year, and I don't know how I got talked into this because it was during orientation, and everybody was challenged there was a talent show, and they were challenged to, sing or dance or do whatever, and somebody on our hall, I think it was Karen, she decided we were going to do this skit. And she didn't have enough people to do the skit. So I was the last person recruited into that skit. And it was very silly, and I was just mortified that I was going to be up in front of all these classmates that I didn't know yet. It was like day 3, and I was going to be doing this thing on the stage. So when we practiced, there was somebody there who said, "Oh, you guys, this is not going to go over well. You're just not, this is not good," you know? And I'm thinking, oh no, this is worse than I thought. So I decided to really ham it up. And anyway, the good outcome of it all was that we ended up winning first prize because we all just really decided that was our moment. I hope that wasn't our 15 minutes of fame, but it might have been. And we ended up winning first prize, so that was like one of the craziest things.
And I remember your line was "Kill a chicken, ring it by its neck." And they had a lot of animation with your line.
Yeah, you kind of have to see it to appreciate how that line fits in. But yes, that was the famous line. So that was the craziest thing by far. Oh, gosh.
This episode was written, edited, and produced by Sarah Torrio, Ronnie Wright, and myself. Special thanks to Barbara Sullivan and Nan Johnson. Also to our advisors Richard Figge and Brett Woodard. Our music is from audioblocks.com, and we are supported and sponsored by the College of Wooster. Thanks for listening, and always, until next time.